Hello guys, so today we're going to be talking about Cambridge Book 5 and it is probably test 1. So I will just focus on reading passage 1 since I don't want to just make a 1 or 2 hour video, but I will make several videos so for each passage. So today we're going to focus on passage 1, as in every single reading passage in IELTS. What you have to focus on first is the title. What is it about? It's about Johnson's dictionary. Okay, let me just read a piece of this passage so I can get a general understanding of what I'm going to do with it. But a century before Johnson's dictionary was published in 1775, there had been concern about the state of the English language. There was no standard way of speaking or writing and no agreement as to the best way of bringing some order to the chaos of speaking of English spelling. Dr. Johnson provided the solution. So this guy provided solution since there were a lot of problems before his dictionary was released. Now we can get to the answers. You see, guys, we have three types of questions here. This one is, what does that say? Which three of the following statements are true for Johnson's dictionary? So we have to read the whole passage, scroll through the whole passage, and by, let's say, flicking through it, we have to find, I'm so sorry, guys, we have to find the facts. It's going to take a lot of time. But if I do either of these tasks, which is this gap filling, and like sentence completion, as they say, or true false not given, it's going to give me an opportunity to get the general understanding and to become more familiar with the text. So I'll do this for sure. So let me just start from true false not given. I think it's easier for me, and sometimes it's also a lot easier. But to understand the key point here to answer the questions in true false not given is to be able to understand every single questions in detail. So let's go. The growing importance of the middle class. So their importance of the middle class led to an increased demand for dictionaries. So middle class led to an increased demand for dictionaries. I have to find, it's usually, and I mean, not usually, like all the time, true, false, not given questions are given in order. So if you find something in the middle, that means you have to go down all the time, never go up. As you can see, beyond practical need to make order out of chaos, the rise of dictionaries is associated with the rise of English middle class. So the increase of dictionaries is connected to the rise of English middle class, which is completely true. Now about the next one. Johnson has become more well-known since his death. So he's become more well-known since his death. Okay, sorry guys, like I have to go this one. He became more well-known since his death. That means we have to find it, and we have to go down, as I told you. Circumscribe all that. Okay, Dr. Samuel Johnson, very model of an 18th century literary man, as famous in his own time as in ours. That means he was as famous as he is now. True, but no, it's not true. I mean, come on, false. Now, Johnson had been planning to write that dictionary for several years. So I have to look for the fact that he's been spending a lot of time planning on writing a dictionary. He was a poet, critic who raised common sense to the heights of genius. His approach to the problems that had worried writers throughout the late 17th and early 18th centuries were intensely practical. Up until this time, the task of producing a dictionary on such a large scale had seemed impossible. Without the establishment of an academy to make decisions about the right and wrong, Johnson decided he did not need an academy to settle the arguments. So, I mean, I've been reading till here and didn't find about the time frame that he followed. So it is not given. Johnson set up an academy to help with the writing of his dictionary. But as we can see here, he did not need an academy. Johnson received payment for his dictionary on its completion. He was to be paid £1,575 in installments. Installment means like when he started the work, he was to be paid that much money, but it says he could only be paid the money when he finished it. It is false. Too many false so far. Now 13, not all of his assistants survived to see the publication of the dictionary. So let me talk about his assistants. Where are you guys at? You guys are here. Okay, he was helped by 6 assistants, and 2 of these assistants died while the dictionary was still being prepared. Okay, that is true. Unfortunately, that's an unfortunate case that they died. Now let me move on to this one, which is a lot easier. Here's the key word, this fact. In 1764, the year itself is a very key word. Accepted the contract to produce a dictionary, having rented a garret. Okay, this is the year. Okay, there we go. Having rented a garret. Okay, he rented a garret. Describe the garret. And near the garret, Johnson worked, I guess. What we're looking for, and he took a number of like some kind of people who also stood at a long central desk. Okay, he worked at a garret, and there was a long desk, and at this long desk, copying clerks would work standing up. So we're looking for this one, copying clerks. Johnson did not have something available to him, but eventually produced definition in excess of 40,000 words and written down in 80 large notebooks. So 40,000 words and 8 large notebooks, but he didn't have something while doing it. As we can see right here, his work was immense and 80 large notebooks. However, he did not have, sorry guys, it just keeps crashing. My computer keeps crashing. Keeps freezing as well. Without library to hand. That means without having a library, he wrote 80 large notebooks and 40,000 words. What a genius guy. Now, on the dictionary was immediately hailed in many European countries as a landmark. According to his biographer, okay, we're gonna have to look for this word. His biographer, James Boswell. According to James Boswell, Johnson's principal achievement was, his achievement was not his goal, but his achievement. That means like he brought something to the English language. Let's look at it. Okay, it's the cornerstone of standard English. Achievement, in James Boswell's words, okay, the achievement was conferred stability on the language. That means his achievement was to bring conferred stability. That's how we do it. And as a reward, like as a prize, he was given something. And yeah, King gave him, oh, sorry. Okay, King George III gave him a pension. Pension. Okay. Lucky boy. I mean, of course, it's not like he deserved everything. Like he just did everything with his bare hands. Now, 3 facts about the dictionary. Every facts are right here. Did it? Okay, you know, guys, there are 2 ways to do it. You can either find the correct answer right away, or you can do it by eliminating the wrong answers. I choose. You have to do both actually, because they're not as clear as you might think they are. Sometimes they just have this very confusing. They use kind of synonyms and all these facts. They look so similar. So it's better to do by eliminating the wrong answers and also focusing on the right ones. Did it avoid all scholarly words? I have no idea, first and foremost, so I'm just gonna do it like this. Why is that? Because Quadri's dictionary concentrate on scholarly words, and we don't know if he did focus on scholarly words, but he did not. He might have, but he did not, and we don't know, to be honest. It was the only English dictionary in general use for 200 years. Absolutely not. Here we go. His dictionary was not seriously rivaled over a century. That means there was no dictionary that could compete with his dictionary for over a century. But within like over a century doesn't mean like 2 centuries, right? So just over a century, and maybe like in the middle of the next century there was another dictionary that rivaled with it. It was famous because of the large number of people involved. Absolutely not. It was famous because of so many of these facts. It focused mainly on language from contemporary texts. So this one we don't know. I couldn't find anything so far, even by reading the whole part. So let's leave it. We're not sure. There was a time limit for its completion. You can see, guys, it says working to a deadline. That means he had to work on a deadline. That means he had a time limit. It ignored work done by previous dictionary writers. No. As you can see, he had to draw on the best of all previous dictionaries. That means he had to just learn from them. He didn't ignore like he didn't want to be like, oh, I'll write my own, it's going to be unique. But he did not ignore. He had to just closely look at every single dictionary. And this also gives me the clarity on it avoided scholarly words. No, it did not, because he read the books written by Quadri, since he drew on the best of all previous dictionaries. That means it did not ignore. It took into account the subtleties of meaning. So it took into account like many meanings or different kinds of sub meanings. Yeah. Unlike his predecessors, Johnson treated English very practically as a living language with many different shades of meaning. That means that he did. This is what he did. Its definitions were famous for their originality. As we can see, he did not expect to achieve complete originality. That means like he did not care. That means it was not famous because of it. So we're left with 3 answers. Even though I could not find the explanation for D, you know, by eliminating wrong answers, I'm left with the the right ones. So D, E.g., copying clerks, library, confer stability, pension, true, false, not given, false, false, true. 100% correct. I'll see you guys in my next videos. Make sure to watch the video 3-4 times to get a general understanding of how I did it, what methods I used, and how actually precise you have to be, because these reading passages are so tricky and confusing. In my next videos, I'll give you even more detailed information on so many things. See you guys in my next videos.